Hello class 8. As you know, in our previous chapter, we are doing the chapter number 1. The name of the chapter is How, When and Where. In our previous chapter, I recapitulating all the points which are given in your book. See, this is your book. We have all learned all these points like about the Warren Hastings, the uses of the date in the history, and what are the importance of the dates in our history. Okay, student. So let's I just remind you the main points which is given in this chapter. That is, these are the main points. See, point to be remember. The first one is the British of the belief that before administrating a country, it is important to know it properly. By the early 19th century, the British counted detailed survey to map the entire country. Now, the use of dates in history is must because when we read about a particular phase or period in the form of story, the dates provide a framework to present the story in sequence. The main objective of dates is that they will help to create a sensible story under proper timeline of events and incidents. Alright, student. Okay. Now, I just tell you about some questions also because the questions which are given in the end of this chapter, these are the questions which we have already done. So today I am just telling you the extra one. That is, this question is also related to your book. What is the problem with the periodization of Indian history that James Mill offers? In his massive 3-volume work, A History of British India, James Mill divides Indian history into 3 periods. That is, Hindu, Muslim and British. According to his rigid version of Indian history, the British rule represents all the forces of progress and civilization, while the period before British rule represents darkness, ignorance, deposition, religious intolerance, caste, taboos, superstitious practice, etc. However, the periodization of Indian history on the basis of religion is problematic for several reasons. What are these reasons? A variety of faith apart from Hinduism and Islam excited in the periods categorized as Hindu and Muslim by Mill. Also, it is not right to classify an age according to religion of the rules of the time. To do so would suggest that the lives and practice of the others do not really matter. Another point to keep in mind is that all rulers in ancient India did not share the same fate. Understand? Now the second one, I just want to tell you about the reason behind the use of dates in history. What are the reason behind the use of dates in our history? That is, when we read about a particular phase or a period in the form of story, means if we want to know any story, any phrase, then we have to make some framework to be present like a story and sequence. So these dates are very important to framing all these things, and the main objective of dates is that they will help to create a sensible story under proper timeline of events and incident. All right, the events and the incident which was done in the ancient time and medieval and the modern, so we have to be know according to the dates only. Like the Warren Hastings become the first Governor General of India in which year? है ना? So these are the dates like 1773. So these are the dates in which he was just become a Governor General of India. So these dates are very important to frame and a proper understanding of timeline, events and incident. Alright. Next is what is the basic difference in proto-historic and period and historic period. One of the student in my previous class asked about this. Ma'am, please tell me the difference between the proto-historic period and the historic period. So student, here is your answer. You can read also from this. The basic difference between proto-historic and historic period is that written records of these periods are there, but the documents of proto-historic period are not deciphered due to unknowledge language and script. Now the next question arises here is, how can you recognize a period of past as prehistoric? The period of human past of which we do not find any written document, because human beings living in that period were illiterate or did not know how to write. This period is known as prehistoric period. Now the next question is, who was James Mill? What was his perception about British rule? James Mill was a Scottish economist and political philosopher. He published a huge 3-volume work, A History of British India. James Mill suggested that the British rule could civilize India. He said that all the territories of India should be conquered to make sure the enlightenment and civilization should reach the Indian people. According to him, India would not be able to achieve advancement without British help. Alright student, so I hope today you have learned lot of about the chapter number 1 from history, how, when and where. So these are the questions which I have already explained here, and I hope you understand. Thank you student.